Welcome to What's Your Opinion episode 9, and you people have ruined the good name of What's Your Opinion. This was supposed to be something that could seamlessly slide between, having fun ones and having serious ones, and I thought we'll take it serious here. We'll take a look at how Kirk Cousins, is viewed around, well, maybe the world. I don't know where you're all from, but we'll see how Kirk Cousins is viewed, where you think he could go, where you think he should go, where you think he could do well, and well, let's just see what people had to say. So we start with Super Dig, who says Kirk Cousins should go to Cleveland to prove or disprove that he's worth the money that he says he is. If he succeeds, he's forever a legend. If he fails, he's just another name. And to add to that, of course, if he fails, they're probably going to pay him a lot of money. So, it's a win-win for him. Either he's a legend, either he has a lot of money, or he's a legend with a lot of money. He could be both. Then Aiden Treader says Kirk Cousins is going to go to the Broncos. I think that seems to be, the favourite place for him, and it makes a lot of sense. Like he says, they have a good enough defense to win a championship, but they lack a quarterback to take them to the playoffs. Kirk Cousins gets paid what he wants, and however gets another ring before his defensive stars like Aqib Talib retire, or, he probably may end up losing some to casualties, things like that, soon enough in the future if they keep adding good players as well. Applejacksepticeye says Kirk should go to the Browns. Is this so they don't waste another high pick on a quarterback? And I always say this. I say this every single year. I'll probably make another video saying it. I always think the Browns shouldn't use their first pick on a quarterback. This year, for example, I think they should use it on Saquon Barkley and then, look later or do this. But there's always someone I think the Browns should take, and who knows, after 3-4 years of this, when they've got a bunch of great players, Myles Garrett and then maybe Barkley, a running back, and then they suddenly find that one quarterback that they can just plug in into this already great team and go. Who knows? Whereas Angela says Kirk Cousins to the Cardinals all the way, they're the most complete team without a quarterback. It kind of slipped my mind for a little bit, but of course, Carson Palmer retiring, and to be fair, even with him still on the team, what they've been lacking is a quarterback that's healthy for the past few years, and when Carson Palmer did play a lot of games, they came awfully close. Then Jason Goodman, this one is a little bit more outside of the box. It's going for teams that don't necessarily 100% need a quarterback. He says, if I were Cousins, I'd want to win a championship above all else. I'd be angling for Minnesota or Jacksonville. And obviously both pretty much complete teams, just lacking the quarterback. Now, the only thing I would say there is the Vikings, with Sam Bradford with the Vikings, he wasn't, Case Keenum good, just good enough. He was actually, very good. He, for one season, set the record for completion percentage in a season, and it wasn't, just throwing horrible passes really short all the time. Then, of course, Drew Brees went back and claimed it. But both of those teams, obviously, you can definitely upgrade the position, and it will be an interesting move. I don't think it's one we'll see. I don't even know if the Jaguars have enough cap space at this point, because they've been paying defensive stars like nobody's business. But then, now, that was nice, right? We talked about where could Cousins actually go. We covered most of the teams. The Jets as well. It's what Jason Goodman added is, if I were Cousins, I'd want money above all else. The Jets and Browns are desperate enough to give him the King's ransom, fully guaranteed. And, I wanted to do this in a way where I would first give a few of my opinions about where I think you could go and what would work well. And then I went on to read the comments and, well, let's take a look at all the rest of the things that were suggested. Besser Julian's blog battle says he will sign with the Berlin Adlers so he can actually be an elite quarterback in a football league. The Moosehead's Cow actually says, I think Kirk goes to the Broncos. Bold prediction. Kirk Douglas going to the Broncos is insane. He's 101 years old, but I believe he's an excellent scheme fit for the type of offensive line they currently have. Kirk Cousins goes to the Jets because they just throw money at it. Trump Train 2017 believes Kirk Cousins will join the XFL after Kirk Cousins hits Roger Goodell with a solid steel chair. I hope somebody does. Feel My Thunder thinks Kirk Cousins should go to the London Monarchs because they're his favourite team, but if he wanted to do that, he'd have to change his name to Kirkulus Cousington. Nova Gaming says Minnesota because they'll trade Bridgewater, Keenum and Bradford to Cleveland for a 7th round draft pick in the 2019 draft, and the Browns will still find a way to mess it up, and Minnesota will draft the next Tom Brady in 2019. Greatness says the Jets because of the cap room, and he praised Jeremy Bates, who was the Jets offensive coordinator. Oh no, he goes to join the XFL because he wants to be the man to wear the He Hate Me jersey. The Jumbo One says Kirk Cousins signs on as a Cardinal. Finally, again, back to the normal. Upon hearing of a team of Saints led by a seemingly divine being named Breezes, the Pope took a sudden interest in football and hastily established a team to challenge them, starting, of course, with the best quarterback His Holiness could find on the market. Nicholas Marini, another XFL thing here. You have 1 or 2, it's a joke. You have 3, you've got a solid rumour. Kirk Cousins signs with the XFL. Along with Tim Tebow and Johnny Manziel, Cousins propels the XFL into superstardom, eventually merging with the NFL to create a Super Bowl. In Super Bowl 1, Cousins and the LA Extremes play the 52-year-old Tom Brady with Blake Bortles as his running back. The Patriots win the game 223-0, the largest margin ever, surpassing the 222-0 game in college football in the 1900s. TJ Plays has a whole other idea. He thinks Kirk will go to the NBA to make loads of cash because that's all he really wants, signs with Golden State. And to be fair with that, he'd probably win a ring, so championships and money. PugJ Gamer says that Kirk Cousins signs with the Browns and then retires after the preseason after 75% of his throws are dropped, including all of them thrown to Corey Coleman. And then finally, Evan Carpenter actually had one. Remember, this was written before Jimmy Garoppolo signed his extension with the 49ers. This is something I could see happening when I put my tinfoil hat on. She says after Jimmy G leaves San Fran to be the starter in New England, Kirk will go to the team with the most cap, San Francisco. They also sign Landry, Fitzgerald, Robinson for wide receivers, and both Malcolm Butler and Trumaine Johnson and go on a Super Bowl run. Now, to be fair, I thought there was a chance that what would happen is that Tom Brady, Bill Belichick announced their retirement because, of course, Josh McDaniels miraculously stays. Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't sign an extension. The 49ers don't even bother putting on the franchise tag because what is it, a second rounder, who cares? And then McDaniels and Garoppolo go on to be the Brady and Belichick of, well, not the 21st century, because Brady and Belichick are the 21st century. They go on to be the Brady and Belichick of the Super Bowl 50++ era. And so, there we go. It turns out, really, I can forget thinking we're going to have a serious discussion, and to be honest, I like it that way. I thought we could run a kind of hybrid thing here where we can do both, but it doesn't seem to be the case. In all honesty, I prefer it that way. So for next week, we saw the NFL end of season awards given out. You know, we saw MVP, we saw Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, but those are boring. What I want to know are the winners of the alternative awards. You know, you can have high school yearbook style awards, you know, most likely to trade away half the roster before the season starts next year. But, you know, I'm not here to give you all the titles. What I want to know is who are your alternative NFL award winners?